YouTube Shorts is YouTube's answer to TikTok. The platform that since its launch in 2018 has absolutely dominated the social media market. Originally, the short form format was a quirky little thing Vine did back in the day that brought us classics like Comically Large Spoon.
Hey dog, get some ice cream? Only a spoonful.
While making the world a notably worse place by introducing Jake and Logan Paul. Then once Vine collapsed, we had Musical.ly. And I'm gonna be honest, I don't really remember much about Musical.ly, other than it gave us Jacob Sartorius, who was like, what, 11 at the time? Hold on, how old was he? He was born in 2002, so he was like, what, 13? That was such a wild time on YouTube. Remember that? When YouTubers would just make videos bullying literal children?
So for those that didn't know, Jacob Sartorius is a massive loser. I've actually had some very reliable informants tell me that Jacob has a birthmark on the back of his neck that spells loser. It's basically like the barcode that Agent 47 has, but it's a lot more shit, really. No one wants loser on the back of their head.
But then TikTok's parent company Douyin bought Musical.ly and turned it into TikTok, an action that would single-handedly result in the world's average IQ dropping by about 30 points. But now it looks like TikTok may or may not be getting the old Yeller treatment. But even if it does, it has undoubtedly changed social media forever. Almost every social media platform has in some way attempted to copy TikTok's format. Even Reddit tried to rip off TikTok, continuing Reddit developers' lifelong mission to find every possible way that they can make Reddit worse. Which is where YouTube Shorts comes in. It is YouTube's attempt to capitalize on the popularity of TikTok. And it seems to have worked. Because if you're watching this video right now, I will make the brave and powerful assumption that you probably consume YouTube content on a fairly regular basis. And if you do that, of course you're going to watch shorts too. I mean, it's right there, that quick little dopamine hit just staring at you. I mean, why not click it? You'll just watch like 3 and then you'll be done, right? I mean, what's the worst thing that can happen? And then next thing you know, you've spent the last 30 minutes mindlessly scrolling YouTube Shorts. And then I think to myself, why did I even do that? It's not even fun anymore. I swear every time I watch more than like 3 shorts, when I'm done I just feel like that was the biggest waste of my time. But my little zoomer brain just cannot resist the urge to doom scroll. Now of course, my shorts algorithm is unique to me. It consists primarily of gun videos, Shane Gillis clips, and the occasional clip of some former special forces guy on a podcast being like, so when you're in a non-permissive dynamic combat environment just gooning with a couple solid dudes and you're transferring that knowledge, it's super important to train the basics like waking up at 4 AM, taking ice baths, and exclusively drinking Black Rifle coffee. Important disclaimer, that was not meant to be an impression of any specific person. Also, Tim Kennedy, please do not come kill me in my sleep. And then I also keep getting these shorts that just shill Richard Nixon for some reason.
I'd like to ask you about some people and ask you a quick assessment of them. What comes in your mind as I say the names? Jimmy Carter.
Very intelligent, hard worker, very decent, excellent campaigner, and unfortunately a tragedy for him, a tragedy for country, an ineffective president.
Oh, take that, Jimmy. You just got roasted, dude. I do not know why I keep getting Richard Nixon propaganda, but as someone who doesn't really know much about Richard Nixon besides being vaguely aware of what happened with Watergate, the propaganda is working. I now love Richard Nixon. He is easily my top American president of all time. I actually already have an appointment to get his face tattooed on my shoulder with the words, Nixon is love, Nixon is life. Now, of course, with my shorts algorithm being tuned to the stuff I watch, my view of YouTube Shorts is somewhat limited. So in order to get a better idea of what else is out there, I logged into a brand new Google account with a completely untouched YouTube algorithm. So ladies and gentlemen, grab your hazmat suits and get ready to dive with me into the cesspool that is YouTube Shorts. Oh boy, it's a family channel, and they're all wearing matching clothes. We are not off to a great start, but let us reserve our judgment for now and see what else there is. Alright, we are 2 seconds in, and it seems like we have a case of domestic abuse against a pregnant woman. False alarm, false alarm. Turns out he was actually kind this whole time. He just didn't want her to eat unhealthy snacks. Not sure why he had to violently slap them out of her hand. Surely he could have just talked to her. But who am I to judge? But take a guess how many views that video has. 100,000? A million? 10 million maybe? Good guess. But how about you try 450 million views? Why does this have 450 million views? That is an insane number of views. There is no reason this should have that many views. Like, usually if something has an insane number of views on YouTube, you can blame it on kids. But is this even something that kids would watch? It's just so bizarre. A lot of YouTube Shorts is specifically catered towards children, and some of it seems to be made by children too. Or at least, I hope it is. Like, take this video. If an adult made a video about pyrocynical wrestling, captioned with these emojis and the slow down Sigma male music, that would be very concerning. And once again, 39 million views. I really did not know that there were still that many people who think wrestling is real. You know, as someone who isn't a child anymore, I don't really get exposed to the absolute brain rot that is modern day children's content all that often, but making this video has really thrust me headfirst into the hell that is kids content, and a lot of it seems like it shouldn't be for children, but it is absolutely made for children. The Russian invasion of Ukraine. I know this might sound unrelated, but bear with me. The Russian invasion of Ukraine and the ongoing war is truly a tragic event for both the Ukrainians and the many young Russian men who were conscripted to go fight and die on the brutal front lines of Ukraine for nothing more than the geopolitical gain of their leaders. But if there is one Russian, which this man is, the moment I saw him, I was like, that guy is definitely Russian, and lo and behold, he is. I'm telling you, dude, I'm like a bloodhound for Russians. You show me a Russian and I'll tell you, that's a Russian. But if there was one man who deserves to get conscripted to go fight on the front lines, it is this man. As punishment for the crime against humanity that was that video you just watched. You know, not only does he objectify women, which I, as a brave supporter of women, do not tolerate even in the slightest, but he also just leaves his date, which is very ungentlemanly. But also, why was her first reaction to this to just go stand in line? This video doesn't even make any sense, but whatever, there's no point in trying to make sense of this brain rot. Now, I think that video we just watched was meant to be funny, I think. Or at least that's what the creator would probably tell you. Yeah, sure, pal, you're a real comedian. But not every video meant to be funny for kids is that crude. Some of them are much more tasteful, conveying a thought-provoking message while remaining lighthearted, striking a careful balance between comedy and poetry.
Mom, Dad. Yes, sweetie?
What's up?
Meet my new boyfriend. Oh, hi. Nice to meet you.
Hey, Jesse. I'm Robert. Nice to meet you.
Get that filthy hand away from me.
If you want the fucking brawl, come down to Snevic Hospitality, I'll come out of my house and I'll break your fucking legs!
Mom, Dad, I'm going to my boyfriend's house. Honey, we'd actually like to talk to you about that. What do you mean? Honey, are you sure you really want to be with him? Yeah? Why?
We don't really like your new boyfriend. He isn't very nice.
If he's not nice, then why did prison release him early for good behavior?
Yeah, Mom and Dad, who are you to question this man's character when a parole board already decided that he is not a danger to society? Unbelievable. Parents these days.
Your bill for last night is $250. What? Why is this hotel so expensive? Because we have a 5-star restaurant and an Olympic-sized swimming pool. But I didn't use either of those. Well, they're there, and you could have used them.
Hold on, Mommy. Only give him $50.
Why only 50?
We're charging you $200 for my mom's car.
I didn't drive your mom's car.
Well, it was parked outside, and you could have used it.
Damn, dude, you just got trolled. You must feel so stupid right now. In all seriousness, this might be the dumbest joke I have ever heard. I'm sure I don't need to explain it, but he could not have just gone and used her car, because that is what we would call theft. Or I think the legal term is Grand Theft Auto. And obviously this video was made for children, but I don't actually think that's an excuse to make garbage content like this. I don't mean to hate on old Luke Davidson here, although he did buy a Lamborghini at 20 years old to own the haters. So I'm sure he's doing just fine. I don't know, he's probably a nice guy. I've certainly seen far more obnoxious content creators, but there is no way you're actually proud of making content like this. I mean, you can be a children's entertainer without making bad content, but I guess if it works, it works. But I came across a type of brain rot that honestly makes old Luke Davidson's videos look like Citizen Kane in comparison. So there's a video of some guy who like works at a plastic chair company, I guess, showing off how strong their plastic chairs are. So some guy just took the video and took a script that I'm honestly not sure if it was written by AI or not, and had a text-to-speech voice read it, and it's just so bad. It basically just says what's going on screen.
He starts by testing his chair with a hammer. In this test, he uses a hammer to hit the plastic chair really hard to see if it breaks.
But then also just lies for some reason. Like, for instance, it says that the reason he's doing this is to prove that it is stronger than a Tesla.
He wanted people on the internet to believe it was stronger than a Tesla car, and you won't believe what happened in the last test.
I guess just because Elon Musk and Tesla are funny buzzwords that all the newborns watching this would know, and all of it is just so nonsensical.
Finally, this is the most extreme test ever on Earth. This time, he puts 4 of his plastic chairs under each car's wheels to see if they can hold it up for a long time without breaking, and boom, it breaks the laws of physics, but does not break the 4 chairs. Do you think his invention is better than Tesla? Subscribe if you think he's genius.
See what I mean? Like, it breaks the laws of physics, apparently. So I guess the guy making the chairs is God now? The channel's other videos are like this too. He'll just say the most random garbage to try to keep the little kids on mommy's iPad from clicking off after 3 seconds.
Boom, he just won on the physics of a flat Earth. Is it possible for you? Subscribe if you think he's a genius.
Then there's another type of short that I don't really know how to categorize. The best way I can describe it is the type of videos made by guys who look like this.
I picked up my sisters from school and the first thing they said was this.
Let's go to Chick-fil-A. Let's go to Starbucks.
And then the next day I picked them up, I was ready.
That's right. That's how it should be all the time.
But this time I'm just gonna tell them no and see how they react.
Starbucks.
No.
What do you mean no?
I said no.
Okay, well, I'm not doing a video for you then.
This is my video, buddy.
Are you kidding? Take me to Starbucks right now. Can we get Chick-fil-A? I already asked. What do you mean you already asked? You said no. Are you serious? Okay, let me ask. Can we get Chick-fil-A?
No.
Okay, we're not doing a video for you then. This is his video. Are you serious?
Now that's some Oscar tier acting if I've ever seen it. Step aside, Emma Stone. We have got a new best actress in town. You know what always pisses me off about these types of videos is how the people in them apparently don't notice they're being filmed. Like, they're supposed to be all shocked when he says, "This is my video." But are we supposed to believe you didn't see your brother's iPhone 15 Pro Max shoved in your face? But I think I might be expecting a little bit too much from these influencers. Like, what, are they supposed to make good content or something? Come on, that's ridiculous. Really, for almost everything I talked about today, the people you can thank for these videos being so popular are children. And you really can't blame them because kids are kind of stupid sometimes. I would know this because I myself used to be a kid. Shocking, I know. And when I first started watching YouTube, I would watch a lot of those top 10 videos on YouTube, and it would be something like top 10 superheroes caught on camera. And the superheroes caught on camera would be very obviously just videos people made in After Effects. But back then, little Matt didn't know what After Effects was. So being the gullible little boy I was, I remember genuinely believing that superpowers were real. My thought process was, well, I did think superpowers aren't real, but here I am faced with video proof to the contrary, so I suppose I've been wrong this whole time, because surely there is no way anyone could very easily fake all of this. Unfortunately, there will always be brain-dead content for children on the internet, but I know that if I have children, I will keep them away from all this brain rot and only let them watch high quality intellectual content like MLG Teletubbies.
Just cause
Thank you to everyone who watched to the end. If you liked the video, like it. If you didn't like the video, dislike it, and please leave me a very mean comment in the comments.